primary thing that he needs to work on is, I call it backside load. If you'll watch him, he's not, if he's focusing too much, he does the be here, and when he goes to swing, it's really just kind of like here.
Right.
There's no pull it back to load it up.
Okay.
To get it going. Now he also way over buckles his back foot. Okay. That's the least of where he's his age. Not too worried about that. It's just something you're over time. You just want to try to get.
Grab it back.
You want to kind of get it out of this swing, but some of them I think it'll go away anyway.
Carson,
okay.
Where's your bat at? Or did he?
He's got one there. All right. All right. We're gonna give your dad a demonstration on your skills. Okay. All right. So throw your glove down. We're gonna start. You're gonna hit a couple little balls, just a regular swing. Okay. Let's just do a couple. I'm gonna do 3 regular swings, but we're hitting home runs, right? And then we're going for it. So let's get after it and swing away. Okay.
That's a tiny.
I know. You got to really focus on it because it's not very big. Okay. Okay. Look at that, man. It's like you remembered everything you just practiced. It's little.
What size?
Little. I don't know. Little. Hold the. Yeah, you don't need to choke up on that. Big player like you don't have to choke up on that.
Well, whenever I don't have batting gloves, it hurts.
Oh.
So I just want to.
Oh, you want to go get your batting gloves? Okay. Smack it. Okay, so what I want you to do now is modify. I want you to do modified. Remember what the modified is? That didn't help us.
Yes.
What's modified? There we go. We're loading our hips up, we're turning our numbers to the pitcher, and we go. Good. Let's do one more modified. Smack it. Okay. Now what I want you to do is show us a hang and load. Right? This is really hard. We smack this hard.
The hang and load is?
Yep, hang and load. Hang, we gotta hold it, and go. Okay, so remember, boom, we're coming forward, not backwards. No backwards. Okay. Good. Now, give me a regular swing. Home run swing right now. Showing the number. There we go. All right. You need to step behind, right? And on the mat, step behind. On the mat, on the mat. There we go. Okay. On the mat, step behind. So let's not get so far for the ball. Let's get a little closer. Okay. Go. Okay. Now, give us a full speed. Full speed.
Okay.
So I need to get this out of the way so you go even further back. And you're really back. There you go. There you go. Good one. Now, regular swing. Regular swing. Regular home run swing. Regular home run swing. Okay. High speed. High speed step behind. You're good to go. Okay. Regular swing. Home run swing right now. Hanging low. Crack pose. Okay. And a regular home run swing. Okay.
That wasn't a home run.
That wasn't a home run, but you hit up the middle. So, it's not showing up as much now because he's not doing it right now. You can see now he's starting to go a little bit of load where the shoulder's going to turn.
So you're saying that he's just kind of swinging, he's not going...
Yeah, the other way to see that is from over here.
Okay.
If you're looking at him.
Can you show me, like, have him do one bat example?
No. Go behind that screen. All right, you're going to try to hit, hold on. Hold on. You're going to try to hit the ball right at us, but I'm getting behind the screen. So what you want to see is if you can pretend like he's got a name on his back.
Okay.
All right. And we would actually, let's get over here. Because it's kind of, we want to be on this half. He should show us a little bit when he loads. The hand should disappear behind his head if he's loading. Okay. Home run swing. That's good. See how the hands disappeared?
So he wants to load far enough that the hands disappear behind his head from straight away?
Yes. Well, let me see that back real quick. This is what he was doing when he got here. He's like this, and he's going to hit and go.
So he's basically just going straight forward.
It was just like right there, and now just to the ball. Versus saying, it's just like throwing, right? You don't throw by going, you got to get back.
Right.
Hitting's the same way, you got to get back. So you want him lined up here, you get back, you come back up.
Right.
That's
So,
as far as you can swing?
I know. As long as the hands, as long as you're in that view, and you see him doing this, and when he goes to swing, these disappear, and it doesn't, wherever.
How high do you want his hands up?
It's whatever. The only thing that matters is when he goes to move forward. When he's fully loaded, now the hand height matters. Prior to that, it doesn't. They're like this, and when they step, and when their foot strike, by the time you see his foot hit, now it matters where his hands are.
And they just want to be level,
They're
right?
going to kind of be
About shoulder height?
kind of in that shoulder range.
Okay.
Kind of in this. If they're down here, it's going to make them do this.
Uppercut, right.
And if they're up here, it's going to make them come down.
Okay.
So they won't be on plane.
Right.
And we want his back.
Carson, come back.
We want Carson back when he's swinging. He's got the same amount of uppercut that the ball's got alley-oop in it coming in.
Right.
That's level. Level's not this. Level's level to the ball.
Okay.
And so as long as you see his hands disappearing, which they weren't there now, he's doing fine. Now you'll see he does this too.
Right.
He'll do this.
Carson,
And
not while he's there.
Depending on the swing, sometimes we do this. We don't want that.
What do you want him to do?
You should be in balance enough to hold. So, Sean, we're going to show your dad how we freeze. Right? We're going to crush, we're going to hit a home run, strike a post, we're going to freeze. And you fell. So, if you want to get them in balance, you know, 2 or 3 mixing them in, boom, to where you have to hold it so you can't fall in or out.
I see what you're saying. Carson, do one right so I see what it looks like.
Because when he swings well, he swings well. And there's a high connection between when he's in balance, he hits it hard, and when he's out of balance, you top it, one way or the other. You go over.
So do you think the not loading the hands is why I told you he's not really driving the ball this year?
Not loading lowers your bat speed. It decreases your power. It's no different than if I'm going to throw and I said, okay, the only rule is you can't pull your ball back past your shoulder. So like I can throw it as hard as I want right there.
Right.
And you say, okay, now you can rear it back, and then it's going.
Right.
Oh, I can throw a lot harder without doing it.
Right.
That's the same way. If you go from here, you got to be a really big, strong, Jose Canseco looking guy.
Right.
Or you be like Bond and just hide him. Whoosh. Let it all come through. High percentages, his balls will be squared up when he's in balance.
So that's what you meant by freeze right there?
Yeah. It's like bang.
So really the
So if
two
I do
things.
that, I'm out of balance.
So really the two things I need to work. Well, really the only thing to work on with him right now is the load.
With him right now, his feet are in the right spot. His foundation's good. His hands are in the right spot. He's lined up good. Everything is good structurally. And his swing is good inconsistently based on if he's in balance or not. He's loading now anyway, so as long as you just see the hands go behind the head, that's all there is to say about it. And then these 4 drills reinforce it.
And
Because
the 4
you
drills
go-
are the ones you already did earlier?
These are the 4 that I just pretty much use most of the time, unless I need a top hand, bottom hand one. But you're talking about this drill right here, right? This makes me turn my hips, and it makes me turn my shoulders. I'm loaded.
Carson, do the 4 drills real quick. Do them all once.
Let's go through, we're gonna do one of each. One of each. All right, let's see if you remember that. Modified. So it already squares him, he's already loaded. Right, in that drill, you're already loaded when you go to swing.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a hang and load. Friday move, come to a good balance, right? Now, that will get you a little out of shape, but
And it's okay when he hit the ball, his foot was back on the ground?
It will get you a little out of shape contorting,
Okay.
but what it does do is it gets all your weight back.
Okay.
When you go to swing, it brings everything forward and through. And then, and what I was doing to modify him a little bit on it, to get him to do it, would be to come through, hit, and then he had to step over.
Okay.
So he couldn't roll on his foot. He had to
Right.
hit it and come through. I would do a lot of that though, because you don't want him stepping when he swings.
Right.
But it has a purpose. Then we do a step behind on the mat. So we're controlled, right? A little closer. We're controlled.
I know.
And we're hit on run though. Now, all this does is start getting the body moving all right. And then you do a fast one. All right, let's do the fast one. He's basically trying to get his body moving as fast as he can get it moving all that direction.
Right.
Go. And then, I don't like to do too much in a row of any one of them, maybe one or two,
Right.
and then come back to a swing, and then do one or two, you know, like do a modified, do two regular swings, do a hang and load, and then a couple regular swings,
Right.
blend them all together. Because the object is to get the real swing, loading, following through, this foot off the ground,
The
and
biggest thing
then freeze so he stays in balance.
Now, I haven't really caught the loading piece, but it should have made more sense. But the thing I have noticed is that he's not finished his swing forward this year. It's more of a
He was, and he's not doing it now, so you think he was doing it
right
backwards.
Where they want to finish at the pitcher, or
Ideally, you want to go, because you're squared up, and you come forward. And you see how my back foot comes off the ground?
Right.
Because my weight now comes up over this hip.
right,
It's hard for little guys to do it. Just telling him to do it.
Right.
He needs drills that make him
Do
pull
it.
into the right area. And putting him on the bungee later, we'll probably do that next fall.
okay.
Because
Cars don't hit when he's there.
you actually hit with this part of your hip right here.
Okay.
As long as this blows through, right? If it explodes through,
Right.
everything else will take care of itself.
Okay.
And what we do is we put a bungee right here, so they have to pull it,
Right.
so they can feel that, and then you take that bungee off of them, and then they'll just do it, because now it makes sense. It doesn't make sense to tell him to fire that hip.
So is this pretty much the nuts and bolts where I can turn this thing off?
Yeah. That's it.
So really, you want me to work on those 4 drills and getting the bat back?
Just, and honestly, this high-speed one is nothing but a free-form drill just to
Get the body moving
get everything
forward.
moving, and it's fun.
Okay.
And then it's like, how can I take that same amount of energy from a stationary position and explode? Most guys, they will swing harder in that run into or in a hanging low.
Right.
Those will be their hardest 2 swings.
Okay.
It's kind of like a step behind and a turn and burn throw.
Right.
Those are your top 2.
Right.
But they should be within a couple of miles. Once they learn to do it, they're like, okay, now I know what I want to do. I know what it feels like.
All right.
But he's swinging pretty good. When he stays in balance, now when he falls over, that's when you ground ball to second.